welcome into Intentional Lounging Week 2. Vibes are a little different from Week 1. I don't think anybody could have really expected it. Thank you, Ethan. It's hard to know what to say. Partly because what can you say on a platform like YouTube? And what do you say when something like this happens? So I know for us three, at least, and I hope some of the guys in the comments too, a little break from social media today to talk about some football, I think is at least a good thing for me and these guys with me. Hopefully it is for you too. Thoughts with Charlie's family. Obviously, as a father myself, my heart just goes out to the kids, his kids, and just thinking about, like not being tucked in by their dad tonight and stuff. It just like it hurts. It hurts for me. So, it's going to be a little bit of a somber start to the episode. I'll let you guys say a little bit, whatever you guys want to add. But after that, we'll try to get into some games and liven up a bit, right? Try to get our minds off of it. So I'll let you guys, anything you guys want to say to get off your chest, open the floor to you guys.
Ethan?
Yeah, just thoughts and prayers, obviously, to his family and everyone affected, everyone that was there. Obviously, the video is pretty brutal. Can't imagine being there live, scared for your own life, and also seeing that. Obviously, his kids, his wife, his family. And then, yeah, we need a change. It's not the change that you're going to see on media that everyone's going to promote from this. It's a different change. It needs to happen seriously, but I'll save that for someone who makes a living talking about that and not sports. I'll talk sports more up my realm, but yeah, just a sad day. It's heavy. It's something I can't remember really being a part of anything like this per se.
Yeah, it's tough. It's been a tough couple hours here. I've been following it pretty closely ever since news on the topic started. But I mean, yeah, it's a day that's going to go down. We're going to remember it for a while. And yeah, I mean, having someone get killed in an assassination is terrible, let alone a public figure and a political figure as well. So no matter what political side you're on, that's just not the answer at all. That guy promotes free speech, promotes fair and safe argument space, and it's just terrible when something like that happens. So yeah, definitely a somber start, but hopefully we can hop on, get some laughs, talk some football, what we love so much, and just get a little break from all the hate and the violence and everything going on today. So yeah, thoughts and prayers to Charlie and his family. Absolutely terrible. I feel sick. I mean, the videos, I wish that video was permanently deleted off the internet. In my mind, I can't imagine, obviously the kids are too young now, but imagine knowing there's a video out there of your father being killed. And it's just, it's terrible. I feel so bad for him and his family and his kids and yeah, just the country in general. But, let's get some laughs and let's talk some ball and just hope for our country to get better after this.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Thank you guys for your contributions there. And let's get into some football, huh? Last week, we were all pretty in lockstep. Ethan took a couple swings on his own. Good for Ethan, because Ethan, the only one that ended profitable on the week, I believe he was 9-6 on the show. Me and Wyatt, time to bounce back. But you know what? We were locked in. I've got a number in my head, and I'm going to show the screen. And if you guys want to play along, you guys don't look at the screen. Ethan and Wyatt, you guys look away, close your eyes, whatever you have to do. The number is... Okay, you guys can look again. All right, so you guys get one, I guess, fantasy football related question, one regular football related question, and then one miscellaneous. You both get 3 questions each, and then you guys get to guess at the end. Ethan, you go first.
Okay, so we're trying to guess a number.
Yes.
That's the goal?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. Is the number lower than the number that Walter Payton wore, 34?
Yes.
It is 34.
Yes, it is. It is.
Is it?
It is.
Is the number higher than Harold Fannin Jr. receptions in week 1, which was 7, I believe?
It is not higher than that.
Ooh.
Alrighty.
I love Fannin, man.
Dude, I know.
So you said a football question, a fantasy question. What was the third?
Miscellaneous.
Miscellaneous.
You can relate it to anything.
Okay. Let's think fantasy here. Let's think. Oh, I don't even know where to go. Let's see. I'll get back to fantasy. Is it more than the amount of people on this show currently? The 3 of us?
It is.
Okay, we got 4 numbers here. Well, 3 numbers here. Okay, I'll go fantasy question. Fannin was a football question. Let's go. God, what's a good thing here? I'll just go unrelated. Gosh, dang it. So it's between 4 and 7. We can't really go wrong here. We gotta really pinpoint. We got this pinpointed. Okay.
Yeah.
How can I relate this to fantasy?
You're supposed to ask like if your number was a vegetable, what vegetable would it be? You guys,
okay, well,
you guys are really narrowing this down way faster than I thought.
Okay.
Got
on
to
a scale. Well, I guess we'll still do the 1 through 10, but on a scale of 1 through 10, the performance of who was very mediocre. I'm thinking of like 5. So who had like a 5 out of 10 performance? Let's go. You know what? Let's go on a performance of JJ McCarthy on Monday night. How would you? No, that doesn't help this question. My brain is absolutely in a blender. I'm trying to figure out what you're trying to. Okay, if this number was, here we go. I'm just going to turn it back to you. If this number was on the scale of 1 to 10 fantasy performance, what player would you give it?
There we go. That's a great one. Let me
Okay,
see.
Yeah. I forgot we went over this.
Yeah, I was completely clueless here.
You guys are okay. We're taking one out of like the breadbasket. What's it called? Breadbasket playbook. I mean, that's a good question. Devon and
4, 5, 6.
between Devon, Achan, and Brian Thomas.
Okay.
Okay. Can I guess the number?
You have one question left if you want to use it.
Okay. Is this number? Let's see.
What do you have left? A fantasy one?
Yes. So let's see. I gotta pull up some fantasy scores, I feel like.
You could ask what position my number plays.
Okay, yeah. What position does your number play?
He's a tight end.
Ooh. It's not Pitts is 8. What tight end single digits here? That played semi okay, but not really. I mean, our first couple of questions really narrowed this out. We're 4, 5, and 6, right? God, fantasy.
Or is it the number he wears, or is it have to do with like
Nothing to do with the number that he wears, or it's about like the position.
Yeah.
Versus the positions you have in fantasy. Yeah. I think Ethan's on it. I think you know what the number
tight end
is.
4. Tight end 5.
Yeah, I think I got it.
Well, I just have a general question now. So let me just say, if this number was a holiday, what holiday would you give it?
That's a good one.
That is a very good one. Damn, that's a good one. Halloween?
Okay.
I know that's a very controversial one, but I would put it right there.
Yeah, I mean it's mid. Ethan, what's your
Is it
thought
6?
process?
Not 6.
Really? Okay.
Okay.
I mean, you were clearly close.
I had to have been 1 or 2 off.
I got 4 or 5 here, so
Go ahead.
50% chance. I'm just gonna go very mid. Give me 5.
It's 5, dude. It's as mid as it gets.
Okay, we started off completely wrong and made it very good for us, but we got the hang of it.
It's always
That's how
going to
we
be
roll
between
over
1 and 10. So we'll do this again next week.
here. Okay.
That's why I thought, I was like, how do I answer the under 34 question?
I'm emotionally unstable right now. My brain's fogged up.
I forgot we went over this. I was also thinking, so when I thought 6, tight end is the 6th position down on the quarterback, receiver,
Okay.
running back, tight end.
Yeah.
So then I thought your holiday would be like the 6th holiday of the year. I was going like very
Literal.
yes,
Gotcha.
very literal. Yeah.
See, I was thinking like the tight end because it's like, the kicker's defense are 1s. You put like the wide receiver running backs 10, 9. I was like, tight end's 5, right?
Yeah.
Makes sense. We'll get it next week, guys. Don't worry. It's been a tough day.
Been a long day already.
It has. You guys ready to get into Thursday nights? We're talking some football.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right. First game we're talking about, Commanders versus Green Bay Packers. Packers are 3-point home favorites. Over-under set at 48.5. Wow. 2 hype trains here, huh? We talked about Jane Daniels and how we're going to fade them all year. The Packers come in off a huge win against the Lions, but I don't know. I don't know how I'm feeling about this one. Ethan, why don't you start us off today?
Well, I forgot to mention this at the beginning, but first off, if you've been on social media at all this week, probably outside of today, it's pretty clear the Lions are on the clock for the draft, right? Chiefs second. Chiefs are getting the second pick in next year's draft.
Yeah.
The Bills, I mean, do we even need to finish the season? They've won the Super Bowl.
Give it to them.
Yeah. Miami might be fighting with Detroit and Kansas City for that first pick, but it's all right. I mean, clearly Ben Johnson's God, so Lions can't do anything without him. But anyway, it's ridiculous. It makes for great betting opportunity. I love it. I welcome it. But yeah, for this game, I already tweeted it out on Sunday. As soon as the line came out, I took Green Bay -3. I like the play a lot. I did think this would go closer to 4, 4.5, but obviously Washington does still have a pretty big bandwagon. And, in overreaction week 2, I always kind of look to fade the team with a ton of hype, which I think, typically that would be Green Bay this week, but Washington, a lot of people like New York last week. We all like New York last week. And they were able to win and cover easily against the Giants. Turns out the Giants still suck. Had that game gone differently, there's no chance I would have been on Green Bay here, but that probably would have been a 5.5, 6 line. So the fact that Washington still won, still covered, didn't really do anything to lose that bandwagon is why I jumped in on Green Bay so early, even though I know in the moment that I bet them, it was like everyone's Super Bowl sweetheart, after how they had just manhandled Detroit. But you just look at this game. Yeah, they're off a convincing win, a good win over the Lions. But they had all week to prep for that, or all offseason to prep for that. They did have this Thursday night game on deck. So I imagine they spent at least a little bit of time in the summer looking into the Commanders. And I think the Commanders probably did the same thing. But now the Commanders have to travel on the short week. That's always a negative. And really just the big thing here is in the offseason, I was really heavy on Green Bay. I was going to make Green Bay over 9.5 wins, my 5-unit future. And then I kind of let some people talk me off thinking maybe Green Bay wasn't going to be that good. And then once Micah got traded there, the line was completely blown up and gone. So I wasn't able to even bet that, which now I'm kicking myself for. But very high on Green Bay in the offseason, low on Washington. For those that read my futures article, Washington under 9.5 wins is one of my plays on there. So I just think it's two teams going in different directions. -3, I knew that'd be a key number here. I wanted to get that. I was figuring it wouldn't go lower. This is bounced 3.5. Yeah, long-winded answer to the question, but Green Bay -3. I just think they're ultimately the way better team. They're at home, better situation here. I like them to win and cover the 3. Also, kind of like the over.
Okay. No complaints with the over there. I'll start this week off by saying I absolutely hate the board. I was just going to call you a different name. Ethan says he loves the board. So I'm going to be maybe paying a little bit more attention to Ethan's picks this week because this week has me in an absolute fluster in the head. But definitely an overreaction week. And unfortunately, we have two teams that are definitely warranted an overreaction here. Wish I could fade both teams, but unfortunately they play each other. Washington, I'm down on. I'm still going to be down on. I know they beat the Giants. I'm never betting the Giants, at least for the next 10 weeks. I mean, I made the mistake last year of continuing to back in the Browns, continuing back in the Panthers, continuing backing the Saints and the Colts. And it was just a terrible strategy and just absolutely disgusting backing these terrible teams. But yeah, like I said, I wish I could fade both. I mean, Green Bay looked absolutely amazing. Like Ethan said, it's the Super Bowl champs now. And Washington looks like they picked up right where they left off. I'm going to have to agree with Ethan here. I'm going to take Green Bay at home. It might, again, it's really hard for me to determine what's public and what's not in this game. I think both teams are super public, have a big backing here. So it's really hard to find the money. I'm just going to take a shot. I think Green Bay's a better team. I think Green Bay's defense is elite, one of the best in the leagues. Their D-line is absolutely disgusting. They also were playing a Lions offensive line that looked absolutely horrendous. So, again, maybe a little overreaction on Green Bay's defense, but I'm just going to continue to fade Washington until they prove that they're not what did they go last year? 10-7, something like that?
Yeah.
Until they prove – well, they've already proved it, but until they start I'm going to keep fading them until they finally get to where their record deserves, which I think is like right around 500. I think this is maybe a wild card playoff team. I don't think they're going to win their division. I don't think they're going to be the top of the league. So I'm going to back Green Bay. Don't love this pick. I'll definitely have a bet on it because it's a standalone Thursday night game, but it's a tricky game. I love making some player props. If you could tell me what receiver for Green Bay is going to go off, I mean, you have about 15 options to pick from, and I just can't pick the right one. So I don't know how I'm going to bet this game. Right now, I have no bet. If I had to pick a winner, it'd be Green Bay, but not confident at all. Again, wish I could fade both teams here.
I agree with everything these guys said, so I'll keep mine pretty short. I'm also on Green Bay here, minus the points. This was a great one where going in, I was like, you know what? I want to take Washington because I think everybody's going to be on Green Bay. And then like Wyatt said, these are both just with the Micah Parsons trade, both of them ended up so hyped. It's like, I guess I'll just take the Packers right now, looking like the better team at the moment. So give me Green Bay, minus the 3. Everything these guys say, I completely agree with.
One last thing I did want to say, too.
Yes.
I do like that they were home week 1 and now home week 2. They haven't had to travel yet. Really like
Good
that.
point.
Browns on deck. Definitely no look-ahead spot for the Browns. And I don't know if this is a positive either way, but obviously Micah and Washington have a lot of history, with
True.
Micah playing for Dallas. So, maybe Washington knows how to defend him better, but also maybe Micah knows how to help prep that defense for Washington. So it'll just be interesting to see how that matchup goes. I'm not sure where the advantage is. It could be either way, but it should be interesting.
Agreed. I always like to try to make my picks before I look at the betting splits, and then I go back and I can kind of twist and adjust from there. The only one that made me flip, unfortunately, we'll get to later, is a game I was kind of like meh about. I was hoping that would help me with some of these other ones. So I'm on in public a little bit more than I would like to this week, but we'll talk about it as we get going. Let's talk about the Bills versus New York Jets. Jets are 6.5-point home dogs. Over-under set at 46.5. Man, can somebody go back and just read me the comments on our Jets video? Just so many people, the Steelers should have lost that game. We called that one. All of us were on the Jets. We all cashed last week, so that was really easy. Can they do it again, Wyatt? What do you think?
Yeah, again, maybe a little overreaction on the Bills. I know the Bills are outplayed for, 57 minutes in that game. Got lucky with the fumble at the end. Got a crazy win that I know screwed all three of us. We were all on the Ravens, screwed us bad. And the Jets, I know the Jets lost, but they played great. Justin Fields looked phenomenal. Run game was there. Again, they do have some weapons in the wide receiver room. Tight ends look fine. I'm going to take the Jets at home at the plus 6.5. Again, not a game I'm super thrilled to bet, but I don't know. Super emotional win for Buffalo as well. It could potentially have a little bit of a hangover spot. Jets are at home. I don't think the Jets played bad. I just think the Steelers played really well. And again, like you said, Ben, the Jets easily could have won that game. Probably should have won that game.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to take the home team here at plus 6.5. Not over excited about this game or this line, but yeah, I'll take a shot on New York at home.
Yeah, so this is another one I've actually already locked in. Locked it in first thing Monday morning, Jets plus 7. And I absolutely love this play. This line actually opened up 8.5, and that was Sunday night right after the game. It was down to 7 Monday morning. So I was shocked. I thought I was at least getting 8 in this one. I was okay. Anything over a touchdown is why I locked in the 7 when I could. And every other book outside of FanDuel where I locked it was 6.5. But yeah, I just could not believe that came down the way it did there. But it's warranted. I mean, like Wyatt just said, the Bills got outplayed almost the entirety of that game. Had they not even been down that much, had they only been down 8 points instead of 15, I don't even know if they win that game, because I think Harbaugh just did it again. I mean, he just sucked it in, played not to lose. He's running Derrick Henry in the most obvious, we're going to run Derrick Henry situations when Lamar was getting chunk play after chunk play. Zay Flowers was getting open all over that defense. It was just really brutal to watch. But the Ravens were, in my opinion, by far the better team. Their defense was quite a bit better than Buffalo's. And yeah, Buffalo just had that late surge. They got the lucky turnover. Henry hardly ever fumbled that one in a really bad spot and just didn't go their way. Even as far as like missing 2-point conversion, I mean, it just messed everything up to the point of where, if they get that last 2-point conversion, tie up the game, then Baltimore's on the attack rather than on the defense, and they probably go down and kick that field goal. So it's just everything that could go right for Buffalo seemed like it did. And then obviously that was a huge game that they had prepped for, a huge divisional rematch from the playoffs. So I think they just put a ton of effort into that game, obviously put the effort on the field into that game. Now they have Thursday night on deck, short week coming up against the Dolphins. I know the Dolphins suck, but it's still a divisional opponent that's given Buffalo some trouble in the past, and it's down in Miami where it's hot, where Buffalo tends to struggle. And then, yeah, the Jets should have won that game. They get to stay home, played in MetLife both times. They have not had to travel yet. They have Bucks on deck and out of conference, no look ahead. Yeah, and again, if it weren't for a costly turnover on that kick return by the Jets, they win that game outright. Unfortunately, I did have Jets money line and Baltimore money line, so both these teams fooked me. But yeah, Jets plus 7 is way too many points. Buffalo probably finds a way to win outright, but way too many points if you can get over the touchdown. And I think now every time a 7 comes up, sharps are picking it off, sending it back to 6.5. So it probably closes on 7 because I think public will be all over Buffalo on Sunday. But I like the Jets plus 7. Already locked that in.
I love it. What if I told you that the Jets lose their starting quarterback on the third play of the game and the Jets still win? Oh, like it happened 2 years ago. Like, we need to remember these interdivisional games are tough, man. Bills and Jets, they know each other. They're going to be ready for each other. I love that Ethan said, like, everything that could have gone right. It felt like a Chiefs game, didn't it? Everything that could have gone right for the Bills did go right when it mattered the most. I see a lot of Ravens fans chirping about the refs. Hey, maybe that was a Chiefs game. We just swapped jerseys. I don't know. I'm with you guys here. I like the Jets a lot. I think that defense is going to play tough. This team looks, I don't know what the right word for it is, but they were like dead in the water with Rodgers. They look like they're actually out there playing for each other again. They have a purpose. So, yeah, give me the Jets to go out there and cover the 7. It's hard to say make them a live dog, but these division games are tough, man. These division games, they can be tough. We do have a comment, though. Yes.
Fields look good.
Justin Fields did look good. And maybe we see a turnover from Al. We know he's prone to them in the past. We do have a couple comments from Noah here. He says, Jets, Jets, Jets. A bunch of Bills players on the injury report now, too. That's a good point.
Yep.
All right, let's move on to the next game. We got the Giants heading to Dallas to face the Cowboys. Cowboys are 5.5-point home favorites. I hate this 5.5 line. I hate these every single time. I guess I took Dallas minus the 5.5. I thought the run defense looked pretty good. I know everybody thought this team was going to be dead. Coming against the Giants, once again, it feels like they're baiting us, doesn't it? They're like, come on, take the Giants. Take the 5.5. And like I was just saying, it's a division game. I really like the Giants defense too. Think they can keep it close. But something, I don't know, something doesn't feel right in this one. So I want to take the points. Take the minus 5.5. But if both of you guys are on Giants, I can be easily swayed. Ethan, what do you think?
I'm not going to say anything that's going to easily sway you, but I'm going to slightly lean the Giants. And if you ask me in 5 minutes, I could be going Cowboys' way. So it's truly just a nothing game. It's an easy pass game for me. Mm-hmm. I thought Dallas looked really good against Philly. However, I'm going to take a step back. Again, Dallas had all offseason to prep for Philly, the Super Bowl champion. It was a massive game, Thursday night, first game of the season. Philly with the hangover, Super Bowl. And I think with that rain delay thrown in there, that flipped everything. I know that got Wyatt pretty bad because that was a dead nuts over. Without that delay, that still goes dead nuts over. And to be honest with you, I was kind of happy with it because I had Dallas plus 8.5. And I don't know if Dallas covers that game without the rain delay. So I'm going to take a step back on Dallas. I think maybe people are going to look at Dallas looked really good, should have won the game outright. And obviously New York looked like complete awful. So I'm going to lean on New York. It's nothing that I'm looking to play whatsoever. But again, divisional game, 5.5 points, always weird. You know, Dallas might win this one 21-17 or win by 4. Giants cover, right. Dallas win. That's kind of how I'm looking at it. But I cross this game off immediately. I don't want anything to do with this from a betting aspect.
Yeah, that's how a majority of these games are for me this week, unfortunately. And I told you I sent a tweet out Sunday afternoon. There's 2 teams I'm just refusing to bet until they at least show some signs of life. And unfortunately, the Giants is one of them. So they might be the right play. I don't care. I'm not, even on this show, I'm not going to back them until they prove me right. I made too many mistakes last year of keep backing really bad teams, and Giants are really bad. They're really, really bad. Russell Wilson's old. He's not good. He is the equivalent of the Steelers, Russell Wilson. He's the equivalent of the Broncos, Russell Wilson. He's not good. He's not having that rebirth like Aaron Rodgers seemed to have in week 1. So until Giants show any signs of life, I am not backing them. So unfortunately, I'm going to take Dallas. But like Ethan said, this is a game that if I do bet it, I am 100% calling the hotline and signing up to rehab. Because I must be in a really low spot if I'm trying to make money on this game because it's gross. So I'll go Dallas for the graphic simply because I refuse to bet the Giants, and I can't go back on that statement I made 1 week later. So Giants are off my betting list for probably the extended future. This team sucks, so I'll take Dallas. But again, game I should not and will not be betting.
Okay, I love it. Let's talk about this divisional game. We got the Cleveland Browns versus the Baltimore Ravens. Man, Ravens coming off a devastating loss, 11.5-point home favorites. They're expected to spank the crap out of the Browns. Over-under set at 45.5. Wyatt, that's a huge number, dude.
Yeah, it's almost one of those numbers where it rarely gets that high in the NFL. And I think this is more, I know the Ravens lost, but I think there's more to a statement that the Ravens absolutely dominated that game. And I know the Browns probably should have won. If they make that kick, they probably beat the Bengals. So the fact that the Browns kept it close and the Ravens lost and the line's still 11.5, I think just shows that the Ravens are just the much superior team. And again, the Ravens dominated 57 minutes on, was that Sunday night? Sunday night. So I'm going to take the Ravens. Again, not a game I'm super thrilled to bet. I hate betting high spreads, whether you're taking the dog or the favorite in the NFL, just because both teams have all-stars. Both teams have guys that are getting paid millions of bucks. I mean, it's really hard to blow out a team in the NFL, but the Ravens have done this in the past. I think they probably will this weekend. So give me Baltimore, but again, not a game I'm super excited to bet or watch.
Anyone having deja vu from this matchup? Anybody at all? Because last year, opening game in Kansas City, one of the three, big-headed monsters in the AFC, Bills, Chiefs, Ravens. Ravens lose a close one they probably should have had. Come back home for their first home game.
Raiders.
Yeah. Large spread. No way the Raiders could do it. Raiders win outright. I'm going Cleveland. I'll take the points. It's not a game that I want to bet. So, for the show, I'll take Cleveland. I don't want to put my money on Cleveland, but Cleveland looked good last week. That's probably going to help out their betting market just a little bit here. But AFC North divisional game, will it shock me if Baltimore blows them out? Not at all, because they looked completely dominant in that game against Buffalo. But we've seen this before with Baltimore. I think they put obviously a ton of prep and effort into Buffalo, and they should come out with their hair on fire, but I thought that last year too, and they came out flat as could be, lost outright to the Raiders. So I'll give a slight edge to Cleveland getting over 10 points. This has been bouncing 10.5, 12.5. Kind of weird numbers to be bouncing between. I think it's 11.5 now, but I'll take a small stab on Cleveland.
Yeah, it's 12.5 at lunch today. So we've already lost a point. I would have loved to get them at 12.5. I'm also on Cleveland in this game. Think, you know what? They did a great job against Jamar Chase and a good Bengals offense. I think they can do it against a good Ravens offense also. Keep this low scoring and ugly. That's going to be my opinion on it. But the only part that gives me any concern about this is that we have an insider in Baltimore, and they told me that this is the worst game they're going to play all season. So...
Really?
Yes. Yeah, I believe his name's Isaiah Likely. He said, this is the worst game we're going to play all season. We'll be better. We'll see you in the playoffs. All right, let's talk about this next game. We've got San Fran headed to New Orleans to face the Saints. Saints are 3-point underdogs. Over-unders at 40.5. Looks like Brock Purdy's probably not going to play in this game. That's why the spread is so close. And I'm going to let you guys talk about, especially Ethan, I'll start with you, talking about the spreads and when quarterbacks don't play.
Yeah, I'm on the Niners in this game, -3. I'm probably going to end up getting to the window on this game, but it's your typical injured player theory. Now, I know 49ers are extremely banged up. No George Kittle. He hit the IR with that hamstring. I don't think Jawan Jennings practiced today. That dude's a China doll. Obviously, sounds like no Brock Purdy. But I don't care. We're getting Mac Jones at quarterback. I know Mac Jones has not had a very good NFL career, but he's played. He was a high draft pick. He's played the game. He's not 4 points. I think this was 7.5 back early in the week when Purdy, Jennings, everyone was probably going to play. And we're taking off 4.5 points because of Purdy to Mac Jones. Purdy's not some goat, he's a system quarterback that plays well with all those good players in San Fran. Clearly last year when most of those guys get injured, he's not playing that well. He didn't play well on Sunday. He had 2 picks that were just horrible. Should have had a third on that game-winning touchdown. They should have lost that game outright. So, I'm not concerned at all with Purdy out. I would actually welcome Mac Jones. And, I mean, at the end of the day, we're talking the Niners as only a 3-point favorite against the Saints. The team that we have all agreed here is the worst team in the NFL. Spencer Rattler, Mac Jones is easily starting for the Saints at quarterback. What are we doing? We still have the top 5 defense in the NFL against Spencer Rattler, and you're laying 3, I'll take that all day.
Yep, I'm right there with you. Injured quarterback theory, injured player theory with George Kittle as well. You're getting a huge discount on San Fran. I know the Saints played okay against what should have been one of the better defenses in the league in Denver. Still lost that game. No, they didn't play. Denver played Tennessee. Who did the Saints play? Oh, Arizona. They're in that game majority of the time. So maybe that's pushing the line too. But, yeah, I mean, injured quarterback theory, I'm already there. You add Kittle into the mix, I'm there even more. So, yeah, San Fran looks like a game I'll probably get involved in. Maybe on the money line, just get a little risky there. Maybe a teaser. I hate teasing when you get from a negative to a positive. I think that's a stupid play. But, I mean, I can't really see San Fran losing this game, and especially losing by over 3 points. So maybe, but it's probably not the smartest teaser there. But, yeah, I'll go San Fran simply because of the injured player theory on both Purdy and Kittle. Great point, too. I mean, Purdy – it's really hard to be a bad quarterback in San Fran when they're healthy. And when you got a fantastic offensive line, you got Christian McCaffrey. I know they're down with Kittle and their wide receivers aren't what they used to be, but I mean, still, it's not that tough to be a starting quarterback at San Fran. I mean, we saw it's kind of similar to the Michigan. I know I bring in college football quite a bit, but I mean, Michigan had 8 wins last year with a quarterback that had leukemia. I mean, it's not that hard when you're a system quarterback with a great defense. With a really good offensive line. So, yeah, give me Mac Jones. I think they win that game pretty decently, and maybe Mac starts competing with Brock maybe a little bit. We could see that definitely happening. So, yeah, it's got to be San Fran. Probably my favorite place so far we've talked about.
Yeah, we got no in the comments. Mac Jones isn't too bad. We all agree with you there. And I'm with you guys also. Give me San Fran. This feels like an easy one. If you're afraid of it pushing, you can take the alternate line of the minus, 2.5, -2. What did that be? -130 maybe. If you want to split it between the spread and the money line, you could do that. But I feel pretty confident with the -3. If it pushes, it pushes. But you guys just said it all, man. The offense runs through McCaffrey anyways. McCaffrey's playing. We're good.
I'm seeing -162 money line on FanDuel. Like, come on. This is the Saints. I would take I would be tempted to take the Panthers -162 against the Saints. Like,
yeah.
I get the Niners.
Yeah.
Come on.
What are we doing?
What are we doing?
This one's too easy. This was too easy. Let's talk about one that might be a little harder. We're still talking about some NFC West teams versus some garbage. We got the LA Rams heading to Tennessee to face the Titans. Titans are 5.5-point underdogs. Over-under set at 41.5. Rams coming off a nail-biter to Houston. Tennessee coming off of a very close game with Denver. I think it's going to tempt people. Now you get the Titans at home plus the 5.5. Feel like that's a mistake. Feel like I have to go with the LA Rams here. Just feel like they're the better team. Kept Houston out of the end zone. 3 field goals. That's all they were able to manage. If you're able to keep them out of the end zone, I think they can probably have some success against the Tennessee Titans, keeping them out of the end zone. -5.5. Okay, this game's what, 17-0, 17-3, 17-6. We get there. Give me the LA Rams. What do you think, Ethan?
I like your score prediction 'cause I like the under in this game quite a bit. 41.5. Not sure where the points are coming from. But I actually am going to lean Tennessee. And, again, this is about as confident as I am in the Giants. I have no interest in backing this or betting this game. Yeah, I mean, the Rams won last week. I don't know if they probably should have. I actually need to go back and watch. I've been trying to get through all the highlights of the games I didn't get to watch on Sunday. Have not gotten to this one, but I think if I remember right, they maybe – I don't know if they should have won. Covered. Yeah.
It is ugly.
Yeah, I think Denver took Tennessee lightly last week. Tennessee couldn't get in the end zone. I know Cam Ward looked pretty rough, but at the end of the day, LA has a date with Philly on deck, Super Bowl champion. It's a big game. I think they probably think they can head into Tennessee, get out with an easy win, and put some extra effort into Philly, see if they can't start the year 3-0 with a really beautiful win against the Eagles. So 5.5, it just seems a little too much for my liking, especially when I don't think either team's going to put up a ton of points. So I'll take a small lean on Tennessee, but just like that New York-Dallas game, this was an easy cross-off for the week.
Yeah, not a great game here. And I don't know what it is about Cam Ward, because I could not stand that guy at Miami. But I got a little faith in him this year in the NFL. He's an interesting quarterback. I think he just is a playmaker. He makes a lot of plays that he probably shouldn't. I know they have a bad offensive line. They have bad targets in the wide receiver room. He just kind of makes plays. He escapes. I don't know if his decision-making is great, but he seems like he's always going to be in the play. If they have a lot of pressure, he'll seem maybe to get out of it. So I unfortunately am going to lean Tennessee as well. Don't love this at all. Again, probably not a game I'm going to be betting. I don't know. I can't really get a read on Tennessee. I feel like Cam Ward might be better than I think he is, and I think he's actually pretty solid. Again, he seems like kind of like a Caleb Williams with just more playmaking ability. And not saying that Caleb Williams is any good, but this guy's super mobile. He can sling the ball. I think he gets himself out of a lot of bad situations from his feet. So, and I'm just not high on the Rams, man. The Rams looked bad last week. They have a look-ahead spot. Just not high on the Rams. I know Puko missed a little bit of time with that nasty cut to his head, but God, I don't know. I'll lean Tennessee for the graphic. Again, game I'm not too interested in watching or betting, but yeah, give me Tennessee plus 5.5 at home.
Sorry, I don't mean to keep butting in here at the end, but
No.
I will just say quick, if Tennessee covers this game, they will already tie last year's record for covers on the season with 2. So
Here we go.
Wow. That's a great stat you got there, Ethan. I'm sending this one to Wyatt first because we got to talk about the Cats. We got the Jacksonville Jaguars heading to Cincinnati to face those Bengals. Bengals are 3.5-point home favorites. Over-under set at 48.5. Believe this is the highest over-under of the week. What do you think, man? This is going to be a all gas, no brakes type of game.
Yeah, I definitely have this categorized as an overreaction game. Maybe a little overreaction of Cincy's poor performance against the Browns. Maybe an overreaction of the Jags' pretty decent win last week in Week 1. So I think Cincy, again, I think they're going to have similar problems than they did last year. Their defense is trash. Joe Burrow is going to it's going to have to be the Joe Burrow show if Cincy has any chance of making the playoffs this year. Luckily, Joe can do that. I do think Jamar Chase is going to have a great bounce back this week. Terrible Week 1. I think Cincy rolls. So I'll take Cincy at the 3.5. Again, maybe you're getting a nicer number because of the Jags' nice win and the Cincy ugly win. I don't know. I kind of like this game a little too much. I think I might take Cincy pretty decently sized wager here. Again, maybe a money line parlay with San Fran isn't a bad option here. 3.5 is kind of an ugly number on the spread. Could maybe buy that down to 3 if you wanted to. But yeah, I think Cincy rolls. I think we're a little too overhyped on Jacksonville. Also, don't hate the under here. I am worried that Cincy just puts up 40, but I don't trust the Jags at all. I know they got that Week 1 win, but it's nothing that overly surprised me. And I'm not super impressed by Jacksonville. So I think Cincy bounces back, kind of gives their fans some hope of a positive season this year. I know they're 1-0, but ugly game Week 1. So yeah, I like Cincy to get it done at home.
yeah, I agree. Like Wyatt's how he started that off. It's a major overreaction game for me, but I actually think it is for the total and the side. So I'll start in agreement with the side. I like Cincy. I'm trying to really not outbet. I'm trying to have just a ton of wagers out there and then just watch them all fall and think, oh my God, this is happening. It's going really bad. So I need to get some games crossed off that I like. So I played Cincy for our Survivor. That way I can root for them for that, not be kicking myself completely if they go blow out Jacksonville, because I'll at least have that to hang my hat on. But I'm going to try not to bet Cincinnati, but I really do like them to bounce back in this game. And like Wyatt said, it's the overreaction to the Jags dominating against Carolina, which that game was funky with their rain delay. I didn't watch any of that, so not really sure how things shook out before and after. I think Jags pretty much dominated both sides of that delay. And then the Bengals. Obviously, Zach Taylor cannot get this team ready coming out of the gate, just time and time again. Should have lost that game. They end up squeaking it out. But, yeah, I think you get the overreaction to Jags looking really good, Bengals looking really bad. I also think you get the overreaction on the total. I think a lot of people will be wanting to bet the under. There was 36 points in the Jags game, 33 points in the Bengals game. Now it's a total of 49. I think people are going to want to bet the under with how bad Burrow and the Bengals offense looked, and I think this game goes flying over. I think it's a complete shootout. So I like the over. I like the Bengals, but I'm probably just going to keep the Bengals as my survivor and just root for him from that aspect.
We are pretty lockstep this year. I'm also on Cincinnati with you guys. I mean, they got to turn around at some point, and you could see how frustrated Cincinnati looked on the sideline. They are just really, really tired of starting slow. So I think they come in here against the Jacksonville defense. It's not very good. And I feel like they're going to have to throw the ball a lot. They're going to have to run up the score because, like Ethan said, I think this is going to be a high scoring game. I think Jacksonville's not going to have an issue moving the ball either. ETN's back, guys. I feel like I needed to say that. ETN's back. 71-yard rush. He looked pretty good.
Yeah, and then to get rid of Bigsby the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I wish I would have drafted him.
Yeah, great news for my fantasy team. Great news. You know, I got him late as a potential flex, and now I definitely wouldn't have any problem starting ETN at a flex position, maybe even an RB2. I mean, yeah, you get rid of the competition, and again, you can run the ball, you can catch the ball. ETN's back, baby.
I like it. While we're on fantasy and that game, I am struggling in one of my leagues. I have Jamar Chase. Obviously, I picked him first overall, so I had to wait a bunch. I took a running back. My other two receivers, Devontae and Cooper Kupp. Devontae Adams, Cooper Kupp.
Oof.
Don't love it. I'm thinking, and I just want to hear your guys' quick opinion, offering Jamar and Cooper Kupp for JSN and Zay Flowers.
Oof. Giving up Jamar. Jamar's, yeah. I know he had a bad week one.
He had a bad week one.
The Bengals are going to do anything. It's going to go through Jamar.
Right. I'm just thinking Cooper Kupp was so bad. He only had like 5 targets, I think.
What did JSN?
I really like JSN. He had 13 targets, I think 7 or 8 catches. He did pretty well.
I like JSN, but I just don't want to give up
AJ Brown. He also has AJ Brown. But there's just so many mouths to feed with Philly that I would almost rather go JSN and Zay over AJ. But I haven't even brought it up to him yet, so it's just something I was debating. I know Jamar's gonna bounce back. Obviously, I'm not worried about that. I'm just worried about Kupp and Devontae.
Yeah,
I think you could get more for him is the thing.
Yeah, I think I'm maybe overly high on Zay and JSN. Maybe I'm really high on JSN.
I know Baltimore spread the ball out quite a bit. So
yeah,
Zay worries me.
He was so open. Man. Yeah, we'll wait. Overreaction. Maybe Phil's secondary is just that bad. I mean, Damar wasn't out there. Damar got replaced.
Yeah. Overreaction week it is. Guys, also I wanted to mention before we move on to the next one, the Bengals money line, the exact same as the Niners versus Saints.
At 3.5 too. God, that's good.
I feel like I had to mention it.
That's good. I'm gonna lose a lot this week.
We're losing it all.
Super cautious to take these. Although favorites did great in week one, even though I feel like we had I think favorites were like 14-2 outright or something like that. Not that bad. I don't know. They did all right. So
we got to stop betting these bad teams. That's what we got to do.
Yeah.
We keep betting the Giants and Panthers. Yep. It's not working out.
Nope.
Let's talk about away from teams like Cleveland, and I'm like, damn it.
Yeah.
The easiest bet on the board.
Yeah. Let's talk about your guys' team. It's our last game before halftime. We got the Chicago Bears at the Detroit Lions. Your guys' Lions are 6-point home favorites. Over-unders at 46.5. Ethan, they get it done?
No, dude. They're getting the first pick next year. They're not going to win a game. They don't have Ben Johnson, dude. Come on. The team's done. The same old Lions, 0-17. It's coming.
Cooked, bro.
Yeah, the Lions are getting this done. My God. Easy. I'm bummed, though. I wanted Chicago to just keep rolling Monday night. This would have been 3.5 line. It was 3.5 while they were winning. Sure enough, they blow that game, almost blow my brain because they almost didn't cover up 7.5.
Too soon, man. Too soon.
Sorry. Sorry.
Man.
Yeah, that was a – despite getting the win on Monday night, that was a bad night because that game was just absolutely whatever. So, yeah, I was hoping Chicago would go win that game, get a nice line on the Lions, but Lions are still going to blow out the Bears. Caleb Williams looked awful. Outside of his running ability, he missed so many passes. I felt like I was watching like a high school kid who runs the wing tee and then had to throw because they were down late. It was just, he looked really awful throwing the ball. Ben Johnson, I think, realized in that game, like, damn, I don't have the players that I had with Detroit to run all this stuff. So, yeah, I think, Ben coming back to Detroit, yeah, it's a big narrative. But I think him coming into our house, I think it's a bigger narrative for Detroit. I just think Detroit's way better. Obviously, no one wants to back Detroit after what they saw against Green Bay. I'll take them here over or under a touchdown against the Bears, who they just have really owned lately. I know the Bears play them tight, but they can't beat us. So, yeah, I like the Lions quite a bit.
Yeah, apologies for my background noise. Sounds like my washer is going to launch off to Mars here in a second. Yeah, I'm on Detroit. I'm on Detroit big. Detroit is my survivor pick. I figured I'd get their survivor out of the way before they either just suck the entire season and get the number 1 overall draft pick, or the line just becomes too gross. So I'm going to take Detroit as a survivor. I think they win this game outright. I also saw a stat on Twitter. Again, I'm super gullible and don't do a whole lot of researching of these stats, but I saw 10-0 against the spread for Dan Campbell coming off a loss. Again, didn't really look into it, so it could just be absolute fugazi. But I mean, 10-0. I mean, seriously, don't twist my arm. But yeah, I really think Detroit gets after it. I think their defensive line gets after Caleb. We saw Caleb under distress multiple times on Monday night. So I do think our defense gets some sacks. I think our secondary tightens up. And yeah, I mean, devastating Monday night loss I know we were on the Bears, and devastating Sunday night loss with the Ravens, 2 really bad beats. But yeah, Chicago's not good. They started off great, and then it was just same old Chicago. And I just think the storyline at Detroit, again, maybe an overreaction without their 2 coordinators. Maybe they got some in a bad offensive line. Maybe they got some stuff to figure out. Maybe they're going to struggle. But going against their old OC, you add that on to a really bad week. I could see the Lions piling on this score. So, yeah, I think Detroit wins big. I don't hate the over of this game. Again, Detroit's secondary looked bad, so maybe Caleb makes some deep ball throws. But yeah, I think Detroit absolutely rolls. So give me them 5.5. I wouldn't be surprised if Detroit wins by 20+ points in this game.
Ooh. No, I think they win easy, but it might be close and not the -6. I'm going to be with you guys, though. I am going to be on Detroit -6. I mean, Detroit's going to be a little pissed off after that game against Green Bay, right? Green Bay thinks they're the big dogs around town again, but I think the Lions are going to say not so fast. Ben Johnson, he's coming in against the Lions, and like you guys said, it's like a homecoming for him. It's a bigger narrative than is. I mean, what are they going to be saying in that locker room, right? Caleb Johnson's like, listen, we need to do this for Coach, guys. We need to do this for him.
Did anyone see that he had Vikings-colored earrings on?
I didn't.
Dude,
I saw
both
that.
ears. He had 2 different gemstones. One was purple, one was gold. I'm like, what? Is he going to wear blue and silver?
I did see he has the same nail salon person as Angel Reese, so that's automatically a touchdown the other team's favor.
Oh my gosh! This team is so they're so hard to root for. I'm sorry, Bears fans, but I agree with you guys completely. I think the Lions take this one. Maybe not even that close. If Caleb Johnson's going to keep making some of the mistakes he was making, it's going to be a long night. It's going to be a long night for him.
During all those 3 and outs he was getting, he was just looking over to the sideline, almost like, I have no clue what I'm doing.
Yes.
Like his body language was horrible.
What was he wearing? You can't wear baggy sleeves under your jersey, dude. It's the stupidest look. And then he untucks it at his waist. It just looks so freaking. It's not even the team colors. It's gray. Looks like an idiot out there.
It took me 3 quarters to realize his shirt because I couldn't stop looking at his nails and his Viking color earrings.
And gosh, what else is going on with him? God, there was something else. Fuck.
Did he have that throw left sideline? It looked like 2 guys ran out. One was probably like a 12-yard, one was like a 6-yard. And it just kind of like went in between them, just landed at the coach's feet. Could not tell you who he was trying to get that ball to, but that was like one of the worst throws I've ever seen. And the miss to Komet wide open. DJ Moore on that 4th down.
Yep.
Oh my God. That was bad.
Freaking horrible throws.
Penalties. That's what I was forgetting to mention. Those penalties kill them. They have those penalties against Detroit, dude. It's so over. You cannot do that.
That was crazy.
All right, you guys ready for halftime?
Let's do
Ready.
it.
All right, blow the whistle. All right, halftime. We've gone through half the games. Now we're going to try to find out. It's the middle of the show. We're going to try to find the middle ground between the two images on your screen. Right now, guys, we always start easy, medium, and then hard. I have Jalen Hurts and my wiener.
Push
Vienna
push.
sausages. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, things I stick up my tush. Jalen Hurts and
hang on, let me see.
little wieners.
Okay. Here, I got the that's what we're looking at.
Yeah,
there.
I got it here.
Oh, okay.
too.
Okay. Oh man. Oh, let's see.
Jalen Hurts and how would you categorize what I'm seeing on the right here? Is that just like a handful of little wieners?
No, well, it's my wiener, but I can't post a picture of that on YouTube. So so I did some Vienna sausages.
Okay.
I mean, I can't get the tush push out of my head, and I also, just knowing that this came from you, Ben, I just feel like it has to do with Nick Sirianni. So I'm trying to piece something together here.
Noah says both can lift 500 pounds.
That's good.
You guys ready for the answer?
Yep. Give it to me.
Hang on, one last guess here. Things that should get beat more than they do.
Oh, that's a good one. That's very good. The tush push, you guys are right on track there. It's dangerous from 3 inches.
That's good. God damn.
You guys are right there. You're right there. Let's get to the second one. So we're going to go. That's the easy one.
3 inches away, damn it.
3 inches. That's how close you were to getting that one. Next one, I have CJ Stroud. And I got our old female pilot, Amelia Earhart.
Can't read.
Maybe like something with missing. Or she's missing, right?
Yeah.
She's missing, yeah.
Missing targets, missing. Shoot.
CJ Stroud, Amelia Earhart.
See,
Can't
Ethan was
read.
right there with the last one. Wyatt, you're right there, man.
Missing targets.
MIA?
I'm going to give it to you guys. It's just disappeared. That offense disappeared.
Okay. Yes.
Weird.
There we
Right?
go.
I mean, what happened to him? I don't know what happened to him. Disappeared for that one. Last one, the hard one. It might be easy, but I got the Baltimore Ravens fans, and I got a can of Monster Energy drink.
Beat their wives.
You guys are close on all of these. You guys are real close on all of them.
Oh, Ravens.
I got some crying, laughing emojis from Noah in the comments. You guys play along, too.
Oh, Ravens fans and Monster Energy. And beat their wives. It's close.
Peaked in high school or something.
I can't contribute that one as much to the Ravens.
Yeah. Low intelligence, white trash. Maybe a little racist in there. Chain smokers.
Video game numbers.
Video game numbers. There you go.
I don't know. We're close, but I don't think I'm going to be able to put the two together.
Like I said, this is the hard one, man. They're going home to punch, man. This is Nemesis of drywall.
Go punch.
The nemesis of drywall, my dude. I mean, come on. How else would you explain Baltimore fans right now? After that game, I know I would.
I was close.
Shit, no joke, dude.
Quick, while we're on Baltimore, did you guys see what Barstool Big Cat was saying about Derrick Henry and his college or his high school stats? Derrick Henry, it's like the most incredible stat I've ever heard. Derrick Henry is in his 9th NFL season, has over 2,000 yards twice, has multiple rushing titles, and is still 700 yards shy of his 4-year total in high school.
Good God.
Oh, my
His
God.
His senior year, he had 4,200 yards and 55 touchdowns.
Dude, how many parents were asking for that kid's birth certificate after the game?
Yeah.
PFT was like, how many college or football careers did this guy end? And they were like, probably like 3 a game.
Yeah.
And he was like, imagine his team's defensive players getting there in early summer and just being like, I'm out. I'm not dealing with him all summer, all fall.
Imagine there's an injury and the backup scrawny little white safety comes in and you're just alone in the middle of the field. You're making business decisions. You're in high school. They aren't paying you out there.
Oh, dude. Dead,
yeah. Yeah.
I got like that child that sits on his dad's foot as he's trying to leave for work. He's just pulling me along. That's how I would look trying to tackle Derrick Henry.
He said, I mean, I could try to tackle him, coach, but I got a test on Monday. I got to study this weekend. I can't spend the whole time in the ER.
How many Ryan Shaziers did he produce?
Yeah, right.
He's absolutely paralyzed. Putting your head into his knee, you're dead.
As an 8th grader, I can only imagine he probably scored every time he touched the ball.
Yeah. They probably had to make a league rule around him.
Yeah.
You can't play the 2nd and 4th quarter or something.
Right.
That's when the parents, like the running back too, they're like, Dad, let me get more playing time. He's like, I can't say anything. What do you want me to tell the coach?
Son, I think we're going to move schools.
Yeah.
I ain't saying shit. All right, guys, let's get back into the games. We got the Seattle Seahawks heading to Pittsburgh to face Steelers. Steelers are 3-point home favorites. Over-under set at 40.5, lower scoring one. Ethan, why don't you take this one, man?
Yeah, I'm down on both these teams this year. I've been pretty outspoken about Pittsburgh. Yeah, they squeaked out that win last week. Did not deserve it. I think the Jets were the right side. They probably should have won that game. They lost the turnover battle, had that really bad turnover, which resulted in 14 points in less than a minute for Pittsburgh, and that was kind of the difference. Plus, Pittsburgh had to hit a 60-yarder, which was just crazy to me that they didn't do more to try to get that closer. But obviously had faith in Boswell. Meanwhile, Seattle probably should have won last week's game. We talked about that when we talked about the 49ers. Now they're getting 3 points. I'm going to take the 3 with Seattle here. It's not a game I'll probably look to bet. If it does drop to 2.5, might like to tease it up. I don't think Pittsburgh's going to get much separation here. I think a lot of people look at Pittsburgh after Rodgers had the 4 touchdowns. They put up 32 points. Maybe thinking that Pittsburgh's going to be an offensive team this year, but I think it was kind of a one-off thing. I think they were kind of forced to play that way because their defense was allowing Fields to go up and down on them. I think this one's a little bit lower scoring. I would look towards the under in this game, and I do think Seattle covers. I think Seattle probably wins outright. But yeah, if I can get Seattle in a nice teaser, even at 9, I'd feel a little bit more comfortable playing it that way. So that's the way I would look in this one.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, round of applause for Goodell for having Aaron Rodgers play his old team week 1 and then DK playing his old team in week 2. I actually kind of like DK to score, and I might parlay with that with like a Gibbs touchdown. I think Detroit's going to score at will against Chicago. Again, a little bit of payback for that Ben Johnson thing there too. Does Pittsburgh also, do they play Green Bay this year? That would be just the icing on the cake. But I'm not sure if they do. They do. Okay.
Week 11, I think.
NFL was cooking this year.
They're cooking.
Oh, wait.
Has Rodgers played Green Bay yet? Did he play him at the Jets? He had to have.
I think he did once.
So it's like Goodell cannot miss that opportunity.
Yeah.
But maybe. I don't know. I don't remember. But
they play week 8.
Week 8. Okay. Again.
Sunday Night Football.
Round of applause, Goodell, for making these storylines happen. But yeah, overreaction here for Green Bay. I think the total, like Ethan says it all. I mean, Green Bay looked absolutely phenomenal, I guess, if you want to say that. Aaron Rodgers had 4 touchdown passes, something I don't think he did at all last year at the Jets. And now you get an over-under at 40.5. I mean, come on. Steelers almost put up 40 themselves last week. So I do like the under, but I'm also, again, I think it's overreaction for Pittsburgh. Even though I was pretty high on them in my AFC preview, it looked pretty good for week 1. Again, they got lucky. They had to make a 60-yarder to win that game. But, yeah, I mean, Pittsburgh didn't look terrible, but they also played the Jets. And now we have Seattle with a very good defensive-minded head coach there, and my old Michigan boy, I think McDonald is his name or whatever. Yeah, I'm going to lean up with Seattle. I think Seattle +3 is the play. Honestly, fading the overreaction and the hype around Pittsburgh. I don't think it's going to be there for much longer. So, yeah, give me Seattle. Maybe Seattle squeaks by a win. Like I said, if you do want a touchdown prop, I don't hate the revenge spot for DK. Maybe parlay that with some revenge spots for some Lions players against Ben Johnson. So, yeah, DK to score would be my player prop, and I'll take Seattle on the spread.
Okay. Well, I'm going to be the outlier here. Also, I did look it up. He has not played. So, Ethan, you are correct. He has not played Green Bay yet. I'm going to be on Pittsburgh here because if I were to go against the Seahawks are going to be bad this year because their offensive line sucks and Darnold's not going to hold up. I can't pick the Seahawks with Pittsburgh and that defense at home against Seattle. I mean, they have every opportunity here to win this game. So I feel like I have to go Pittsburgh here. My arm's twisted. I do think that they win this one. I think they cover, I would say maybe like a 5 to 7 point win. I agree also that this is going to be a low-scoring game. Like, we just saw not the normal. We just saw they had to score a whole bunch because of Fields, just like Ethan was saying. So, yeah, I agree with a lot of what you guys were saying, but I think I am going to have to go Pittsburgh here just on the defense eating up that offensive line of Seattle. Noah, Aaron Rodgers feeling way too confident after that last game. Yeah, no, yep. That's fair. That is absolutely fair. Can't argue that. Let's talk about the next game. The Patriots heading to Miami to face Dolphins. Dolphins are a 0.0 or 0.5 favorite. Can you call that a favorite? This is a pick 'em. They're a 0.5 favorite. Over set at 43.5. Guys, I'm on New England here. I think New England wins this one outright. I feel pretty confident about it. Miami has problems. Deep problems. And Mike McDaniels might be fired by week 3. That's one of those things that we're talking about. Miami can score. I don't think they do. I think New England Patriots are going to have a good enough defense to keep this. 43.5 feels about right. Give me the Patriots on the money line here. Minus 102. Hey, Dolphins minus 118. So you're getting a pretty good price there. Ethan, I will send it to you first.
Yeah, this has to be the puke in the mouth game of the week.
Cue it.
Yeah,
you got it right.
Yeah, this is just a brutal game. Nobody's going to want to watch this. Both teams looked absolutely atrocious last week. But you know what? One team looked more atrocious than the rest in the league. That was Miami. No one is going to want to back Miami. I'll take a stab with Miami. Fishy line. How in the world are they favored after that dismantling last week? Put up 8 garbage time points. Allowed the Colts to look like world beaters offensively, which I can promise you they're not. We'll get into the Colts later. But, yeah, I mean, how in the world is Miami favored in this game? Mike McDaniel on the hot seat for sure. He's not going to survive this year. I could almost guarantee you that. But I do think he buys himself at least another week here. I do think they beat the Patriots. Patriots came in with so much hype this year. They looked awful in week 1. yeah, obviously a divisional game on the road in Miami where it's nice and hot down there this time of year. And ultimately, I just think the line is strange. I know by the time we get to Sunday, everyone's going to look at this and say, no chance I back Miami after what we saw last week. I'm not going to back Miami with my own money, but I do think they're probably the side.
Fair.
Houston, we have takeoff. My washing machine has entered the atmosphere. I don't know if you guys can hear this. This thing is on
Barely.
the rim of – I think it's going to fall through the freaking floor. So I apologize. I don't know why my wife always starts her washing machine right when we record. But yeah, I mean, this is a team that I tweeted it out Sunday. I cannot back Miami until they show that they have any sort of pulse. I'm not backing the Giants until they show that they have a pulse. So unfortunately, I'm going to take New England. I am still high on New England. I think we're getting an overreaction on both sides here. New England lost at home to the Raiders, who are supposed to be pretty damn bad. And Miami, like Ethan said, looked absolutely miserable last week. So I still have faith in New England. I do think they bounced back, and I'm not going to back Miami. That was Tua's healthiest game of the year, and he now has CTE as well as color blindness. That guy could not find the right jerseys to throw to, and he's just not a good quarterback. So until Miami shows any sign of life, they are a no-bet team for me. I like New England. I think New England wins as a dog, so give me the Pats.
I like it. Can everybody hear me? I actually unplugged my mic in the middle of that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, you're good.
Perfect. Okay, so, all right. Guys, let's move on to the Carolina Panthers versus the Arizona Cardinals. Cardinals are 6.5-point home favorites. Over-under set at 43.5. Wyatt, what do you think about this one, man? Cardinals barely covered against the Saints.
Yeah, in my my tweet about the Giants and the Dolphins, I put the Carolina on the hot seat here. If they continue to suck, I'm no longer betting them. But I'm going to give them one more shot here. Give me the Panthers to cover. Arizona, I did have high hopes for them in the regular or in our preseason video. They don't look great. They do not look great. Kyler Murray might not be it. They played the freaking Saints, who, again, we said is probably going to be the worst team in the league. So, yeah, I mean, I'm going to back Carolina, unfortunately, plus 6.5. Give me them. It's gross, but I'll give them one more week, maybe 2 more weeks of continuing to back them until I'm just off the Carolina train. But I think Carolina bounces back. I think their offense gets going. Arizona's defense we saw was not great, letting up, 16 points, something like that, to the Saints. That's really 13. Tough to do. 13 points to the Saints. That's impressive, impressively bad. So, yeah, I think Carolina gets it going. I think Bryce Young locks back in. I'll probably take Tet McMillan to score once again. Took him last week. That was a mistake. But yeah, I'm going to be on Carolina. Maybe my last week on Carolina.
Won't be your last week on Carolina. Death taxes and Wyatt on Carolina. That's what we've learned. Come to learn here on the show. But I fully agree. I actually like Carolina a lot. And come Sunday, I am going to have to talk myself off of betting Carolina. But I actually like the spot a lot for them at plus 6.5. Again, the rain delay, I'm going to pretty much throw that game out. I know they're pretty well getting dominated before that game went into the delay. But, coming out, you never know how a team's prepped for that, and very easy to come out flat. So I'm going to give Carolina a small pass on last week's dismantling against the Jags. And then Arizona, yeah, they struggled against the Saints. Maybe they took them a little bit too lightly, which I think we've seen with, Denver against the Titans and Cincinnati probably, even though they just can't prep in the offseason apparently. But you look at the Cardinals, they have a road game against the Niners, divisional opponent, divisional rival on deck. And I think now with Purdy possibly being out for that game, Niners all banged up, I think they're probably looking, okay, we can easily get past Carolina at home. Let's get prepped for San Fran and see if we can start this year 3-0 with a nice divisional win on the road. I think it's a touch of a look ahead for Arizona. And I just don't think many people are going to want to put their money on Carolina after what they saw from them last week. I think Arizona, I'm hoping they win. But I could honestly see this being like a 17-13 type of win for Arizona.
Unfortunately, I am on Arizona here. And my problem is that I know Carolina looked bad And I know Arizona also looked bad, but I feel like Arizona can fix some things. I'm really worried about Carolina. I'm really worried about Bryce Young. I did get a pretty good laugh about like all the guys huddled up and Bryce Young's looking at the Jumbotron, like clowning on him. Like he just wants to watch TV. He's watching the hat game instead of focusing on the huddle. I don't put too much into that. But this offense just worries me. I need to see him hitting Leggett and hitting his main receivers with more frequency. And once I see that, and I would love to be on the Panthers here. I believe I was on the I was on the Panthers with you guys last week. I thought they could win that game against Jacksonville outright. To see that performance they had coming out week 1 left a bad taste in my mouth. Arizona, if they lost the Saints, I don't know how I picked this game because both of them just about killed me, but I'm going to be on Arizona for this one. Just also Kyler Murray had like the stomach bug last week. He had like the flu right before the game. So I will give him a pass. Maybe he plays a little better. Don't like the line, but I got to see something more at Carolina before I get back on him, man. We do have a comment. He said, I'm in Jamaica, Portland. What up? Shout out Jamaica, Portland.
Shout out.
We were just talking about those Colts. Let's really talk about them because I have some thoughts about this one too. Denver Broncos head to Indianapolis. The Colts 1.5 point home dogs over under set at 42.5. Who wants? Wyatt, do you want to start this one? I feel strong.
Let's do it. Yeah, I mean, this is the definition of an overreaction game. Colts, Daniel Jones scored on every single possession. I think that was the first time since the Peyton Manning era if they did that. I don't even know if they did that in the Peyton era. Phenomenal game from Indy. I mean, Daniel Jones is back. If you ask anyone, Daniel Jones, NFL MVP. But yeah, definition of overreaction for Indy. Also kind of an overreaction for Denver. I know they struggled against the Titans, who are, again, bottom feeder of the league. They were supposed to have this great defense. They didn't look fantastic. Their offense looked super stagnant. They could not get into the end zone. Except my boy Sutton. Everyone made fun of me for keeping Sutton. That guy is their only freaking weapon. Sutton time, baby. Talk about the new Megatron. That's my guy. But yeah, I'm gonna fade the hype of Indy. Unfortunately, I am seeing some sharps and respected bettors on Indy, which might take me off this bet. But for the graphic, I'm pretty high on Denver. I think they're the better team. I think it's way too much hype around Indy. I think they're going to regress definitely this week. So give me Denver to get it done at the Colts.
Yeah, Denver 100% for me. Are you kidding me with this line? Just because Denver didn't look like world beaters against Tennessee and the Colts did against a terrible defense in Miami who's been terrible for years. Now they arguably have to play the top defense in the NFL. Yeah, no chance Daniel Jones scores every possession. No chance Daniel Jones looks even close to as good as he did last week. I mean, the Broncos are so much better than this team. I get it's on the road. I get they struggled a little bit with Tennessee, but, dude, -1.5. You can get a money line at -130. You probably get closer to -120 if you shop. I'm probably on this as soon as the show wraps up. I like Denver quite a bit in this game.
100%. I don't understand this line. Maybe that's the trap here, but I'm with you guys. This feels like such an overreaction. Denver only won by 8? They lost last week because of the hook. Okay. Tennessee or Indianapolis. I did write a DFS article out there, and I'm targeting Tyler Warren this week because I think that they can eat over that middle and attacking those linebackers because I do not trust Daniel Jones going against the secondary. So for a fantasy DFS play, Tyler Warren worth the target. The rest of the Colts, I've got no interest in them because this is going to be you can attack the middle, and then once you realize that's the only place that you can get anything done, the defense is going to adjust and take that away. So give me Denver also. I completely agree with you guys. Broncos -130 money line, though. Can you believe that against the Colts?
What would this line be if the Colts played like they're supposed to? And let's say they win. Let's say they squeak by Miami. And let's say Denver blows out who they play? The Saints. The Titans.
Titans.
Like, what would the line would be 6.5, 7.5. We're getting a 6-point discount here. It's just a huge overreaction. And I think a great buy spot on Denver. I just don't. Yeah, again, I'm seeing a little bit of money and a couple of the trusted guys I followed back in Indy, But I mean, that goes everything against what I believe in, and back in the hot team because of one good week. I can't do that. So, Denver, baby.
It could definitely be the Colts facing the worst defense in the league week 1 against the best defense week 2. I mean, that's how bad Miami's defense is.
Yeah, 100%. Let me pull this up here real quick, too. The teams that allowed the most passing yards in week 1, the top 5 quarterbacks were Josh Allen, Jaden Daniels, Lamar Jackson, Daniel Jones, and Jalen Hurts. Tell me where the outlier is. Exactly. Enjoy Denver.
Get out of there, Josh Allen.
Noah says easy. Yes, Tyler Ward over 4.5 or 5.5 receptions. Easy. I completely agree. Oh, let me refresh. I lost my screen real quick. All right. I don't want to talk about this game, but I'm going to. Eagles versus the Chiefs. My thought process on this is our defensive secondary. So the Chiefs' defensive secondary looks horrible. They look like we've had some injuries in the secondary, and then unfortunately the guys that aren't injured aren't any good. Like, our pass rush is fine. You saw Chris Jones getting his yelled at by Tranquil because he got selfish and took the inside, which left the outside completely open for Herbert to run in, get the first down, seal the game. I'm not too concerned about the offense, but at the same time, a lot of problems with the tackles. We got a rookie left tackle. The Chiefs have a rookie left tackle. They got a right tackle who's just the absolute worst. Kelsey ends up screaming at him, smashes his head into him. He needs to be benched. I worry about the Eagles' pass rush, and then the Chiefs aren't going to be able to stop Smith and A.J. Brown. I think this is actually a good week to play your Eagles. They might be able to contain Saquon a little bit more than normal, but I can't believe this spread's -1.5. I wouldn't rule out the Eagles blowing out the Chiefs at Arrowhead. That's how bad I feel about this game. Wyatt, what do you think, dude?
Yeah, again, I'm going to have to go to the thought process of overreaction. Eagles without Jalen Carter took care of the Dallas. It wasn't the prettiest game, but they still won that game outright. Chiefs losing to the Chargers. That game was in Brazil, so you could add that factor into it. But yeah, I mean, Chiefs opened as a 1.5-point favorite. It switched 2 points in favor of Philly. I mean, do I even have to bring up the stats of Patty Mahomes at home as an underdog? I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. I don't think he's lost against the spread as a dog. Maybe one out of like 20 times. So I'm going to go with the Chiefs. This is also a teaser leg that I am looking at here. If you can get the Chiefs at +7.5, I mean, God, sign me up. That's beautiful. When's the last time Kansas City? You might know, Ben. When's the last time Kansas City lost by more than 10 points? It just doesn't seem like it happens that often.
We usually say that for Super Bowls and Week 18s.
Right, exactly. When you're not playing anyone, or in most recent case, Philly just had your number. But yeah, I mean, I love Kansas City. I think they win the game outright, but I love them even more as a teaser leg. So that's kind of how I'm going to bet this game. If I get the Chiefs +7.5, I think that's your best move for a teaser. What are you going to tease that with? I don't know. Figure something out, but I do like Kansas City. And again, my advice is have Patty Mahomes spit in the direction of Jalen Carter right off the bat, and then get him ejected. I mean, that's easy peasy lemon squeezy. So, yeah, I'll go Chiefs again. Huge overreaction for Chiefs loss and Eagles win. Super Bowl rematch as well, where the Eagles blew out the Chiefs. I love the Chiefs in this spot.
Well, Jalen Carter's actually suspended for 1 week.
Oh, is he?
Yeah,
he's out.
He served it though.
No, you gotta look it up. Look it back up.
Oh,
the league did that because they're playing the Chiefs. I'm messing with you.
Oh,
I'm messing with you. It's part of the conspiracy, man. They need to give him a 1 week suspension. That way we can get back, man. Get back in the win column. I need it.
Well, here's the thing, Ben. You can't win this game, right? Not if you're getting the second overall pick. You're not going to go beat the defending Super Bowl champion. But I'll make everything right for you. You trade us Patrick Mahomes. We won't draft Arch Manning. You can replace him with Arch with the second over. It's fine. You'll be good. No, I am not going to overreact to how these teams looked week 1. I'm going to take Kansas City here. Completely agree with Wyatt. I would take the teaser. I don't think they lose by more than a touchdown. If they lose, I think they win outright.
Oh, my God.
But yeah, I mean, I'm not sold on the Chiefs being as bad as how they looked, and they didn't look good. I mean, they really did not look good, but you have to imagine their game plan was probably heavily involved around Xavier Worthy offensively. Obviously, he's taken out immediately because Kelsey got threatened because Taylor Swift said he kind of liked him. So, there was a hit out for Worthy from Kelsey, and he did it. He got it done, and that's behind them. There were bigger things on Kelsey's mind that week. Just a little jealous guy. So, no, now, they're going to have this week to game plan. As long as someone else doesn't get hurt, they're going to be better offensively. You have to believe that. Also last week, clearly the Chiefs don't fully overlook the Chargers, but having the Super Bowl rematch on deck when you just got blown out by them in the Super Bowl, obviously everyone's going to look at that blowout this week and think, wow, Chiefs looked horrible last week. They just got blown out in their second to most recent game they just played against the Eagles in the Super Bowl. Easy to take Philly here. I don't think it's going to be that easy. I think the Chargers were way more focused on beating KC because they've gotten so close so many times, haven't been able to do it. Not only that, they don't play until Monday night, so they basically had a bye week from Friday to Monday, a mini bye week. Whereas obviously Kansas City was focusing a little bit on Philly, you'd have to imagine. So I think it was just a not great spot for Kansas City last week. I think Worthy going out really just threw a fork in them early offensively. They had to completely shift their game plan. So, yeah, I like Kansas City here. Again, I think they went outright. I would get it up over the touchdown. I would pair that with Seattle. That'd be my best teaser look there. But, yeah, I think Kansas City bounce back here. I think they probably, they're going to cover 1.5. They're likely winning.
Here's a question. Is it too obvious to tease Cleveland up to like a 17.5? Or is that just asking for disaster? Is that too many? Is that just like it's going to be a blowout or it's going to be a close game?
So I think it hits, but yeah, like
24-7, you're sweating your balls off.
Yeah. So like at least if you have like the 7.5, and if you're down 10 late, like you're really pushing for that backdoor cover at least. Whereas if you're down 21, it's just like, let's go to, they might not push for the back door. That's where I get a little bit nervous on. But, I mean, I think it covers.
Okay. I like Seattle, especially in a game that should be low scoring.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see KC losing by more than a touchdown in this game if they lose at all.
I hope you guys are right, man. I would love to be wrong on this one. Let's talk about the Falcons heading to Minnesota to face the Vikings. Vikings 3.5-point home favorites. Over-under set at 44.5. I said earlier that the public and the sharp money swayed me for one game. It swayed me for this game. I really did not know who to go with. It looks like the public is on Minnesota. The sharps look like they're on Atlanta. I think I'm going to follow the sharps on this one. I think I'm going to take Atlanta plus the points. Minnesota was getting their ass kicked by Chicago. Good portion of that game. I don't know. I fell asleep right around halftime, so that game was not great. Don't think this game will be great either. Falcons lost a tough one. Minnesota won a comeback win. Kind of, you guys talk about it sometimes. Just seems like a turn in fates here. So I will take Atlanta plus a 3.5. Ethan, what do you think, man?
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I don't know if I'll be betting this game. We'll see when it comes around, but only way I could look is taking over a field goal with Atlanta. And yeah, short week for Minnesota having to play the Monday night game. Obviously had a huge second half effort to come back and win that game outright when it looked like they were going to lose by margin. So the fact that they even made it competitive and then went on to win, obviously huge. JJ McCarthy's first real NFL action. Yeah, I think this is just a tough spot here for Minnesota. They have to travel back home opener. Atlanta, they probably should have won that game. Obviously had the lead, let Baker march down the field and score, and then miss a very makeable field goal for Coot. That dude is so like hero or zero is how that dude is. Just so inconsistent. It's unbelievable. He might join Moody in the unemployment line soon, but that game was tough for the Falcons. I think they'll come back prepped for this one. Kirk Cousins revenge game, if that counts for anything from the bench.
That is a deep dive with the revenge game for the backup QB.
Hey, it's prime time. He can't lose for him on the bench in prime time. He's not a good prime time guy, so maybe this is it. But yeah, I think you gotta take the points in this game. I don't trust JJ necessarily yet to win games by margin. Even though he almost just did it against the Bears, but then again, that's the Bears.
Yeah. I'll make it 3 for 3 on the Falcons. I love my boy JJ. I absolutely love him. This is a national championship rematch between JJ McCarthy and
Dude. Good point.
Penix. So you have that factor into it, where obviously JJ did win. But yeah, I mean, JJ, 21 points in the fourth quarter. Phenomenal fourth quarter. He looked like the worst rookie debut, if you want to call him a rookie. Worst debut in the history of sports, the first 3 quarters of that game. Absolutely atrocious. Could not get the ball off. Threw the pick 6. Was missing receivers. Was getting sacked. And yeah, fantastic comeback win. His mean mug does scare me. I mean, that guy's just a winner, unfortunately. Not for me. I mean, he made my life absolutely amazing as a Michigan man. But that guy loves to win. He just finds ways to win. But I think it's going to be a little too much. I'm still pretty high on Atlanta. 3.5. It seems like it should be within a field goal game. So I like the hook with Atlanta there. Don't hate the over either. I was on the over of Atlanta and Tampa Bay. It never got there. It was just not the fireworks that I thought. I could definitely see some fireworks happening in this game. Not the greatest of defenses. Obviously, you got a lot of weapons on both sides of the field. Bijan, Pitts, Drake London, if he's healthy, who knows? That guy's also made of glass. And obviously, Jay Jetta, Hawk, Naylor, Thielen probably gets more involved for Minnesota. So I don't hit the over, but I definitely like Atlanta to cover this one. I think it's an emotional hangover potential spot for Minnesota. Also, Minnesota and JJ's second straight primetime game. So you do have all the expectations and all the country watching you. I know JJ lived up to the hype late, but again, like I said, was terrible for the start of that game. So it might be a little too much for Minnesota. I wish JJ – it's hard not to root for JJ for me just because I feel like I owe that guy so much. But I think it's a bad spot for them. I do think Penix gets his national championship revenge on JJ in this game.
We even got a comment. Falcons plus 3.5 is too much. They should have went outright. So we're all in agreements there.
I like it.
All right, let's head to Monday night. We got a doubleheader Monday Night Football. Tampa Bay Buccaneers heading into Houston. Houston 2.5-point home favorites. Over-under set at 42.5. Tampa Bay coming off, like we said, that win against Atlanta where they came back. Houston looked terrible, and now Houston is a 2.5-point favorite. Ethan, makes sense of it.
Yeah, as if. I have nothing here. These are two teams I'm just really not interested in backing. I don't know how either team is going to perform. Obviously, we've seen them do well the last 3, 4, 5 years. But I think they're both due to regress a little bit. The Texans are either extremely good or just mediocre, and there's really no in between. Obviously, last week they were mediocre. I just don't know what to expect here. So I'll give you an over. I think this could be a potential shootout here. I know the Texans only got 9 points last week. The Bucs game was a dead nuts under until really the last half of the quarter. And that kind of put up some flurries late. But I think this game could be kind of an offensive shootout both ways. As far as the side goes, oh, God. I'll lean Texans just because the line's fishy, but I truly have no feel for a side in that game. And really I don't want to back the over either, but it's the way I'd lean.
I hate both Monday night games. So unfortunately, my predictions are not going to be backed by a whole lot of common sense here. But yeah, I'm going to trust the fishy line. Houston with the loss, Tampa with the win. Houston's still the favorite. I get it. They're at home, but I'll take a shot on Houston. Again, a game I absolutely hate. I'll probably bet it because it is Monday night, and I'll probably be in piss like I always am on Monday trying to win it back. I'll take a shot on Houston. I do like the over. I mean, Tampa Bay's due to go over, man. They have a lot of weapons. Baker looks great. Ibuka, new Chris Godwin out there. So shout out all Ibuka fantasy owners. I know you were pretty high on him, Ethan. And obviously Texans have a lot of weapons as well. So I kind of like the over. I mean, I know I shouldn't bet totals, but I'm going to have to find a way to bet this game. And I don't feel confident enough in Houston, even though they are going to be my pick on the show. I don't hate the over. That's probably the way I would lean it at this moment.
I moved off of Tampa onto Atlanta last week. I really didn't know what to do with that game. And it ended up making more sense to me when we got to the show. And it really, I didn't know. Even when we were in the fourth quarter, I didn't know which way that game was going to go. So in this one, I think I am going to take Tampa Bay plus the points. I wish that Tampa Bay's defense was a little better because that Houston Texans offensive line is terrible. Stroud he didn't look good last week. Simply put, all the receivers sucked. That's more from a fantasy perspective, but I don't think I think Cade Stover led the team with 4 catches, and then everybody else had 1 or 2. So it just was not he spread the ball around when he could. Run game was non-existent for the Texans. So the Buccaneers, they can just plug that gap and just try to rush off the edges. I think they might have some success against this Texans team. Once again, Texans defense actually pretty decent. They're doing pretty good against the Rams, but Tampa Bay just seems like Baker's been on fire. He knows what he's doing, and I trust those receivers out there in Tampa too. Let's talk about the night game. The last one, the Chargers and the Raiders, the 1-0 teams, besides the Broncos and the AFC West, man, undefeated here. The Chargers head to the Raiders. Raiders are 3-point home dogs, over at 46.5. Wyatt, I'll let you bring us home, man.
Yeah, I'm actually okay on this one. Literally, I just changed my mind as I'm looking at it. Hate this game. Chargers getting hyped for being the Chiefs. I guess maybe Raiders getting hyped for being the Pats at the Pats. I really don't think the Raiders are going to be good. I'll back the Chargers here at the -3. Hate it. Probably not going to bet this Monday night game. I'll probably just lose all my money on Tampa Bay and Houston. But, God, I have no idea. I honestly have no idea. I don't think the Raiders are good. I think the Chargers are going to be all right. So give me the better team to win by a field goal. And that's about all the synopsis I have on that game.
Yeah, I actually like the Chargers. It's my favorite play for the Monday night slate. There's definitely games I like more on Sunday, but I do like the Chargers here. I think there's a little bit more overhype to the Raiders win against the Patriots because I think, everyone coming into the season was very high on the Patriots and low on the Raiders, and then to see the Raiders win in Foxborough, I think that was kind of shocking to some. And then the Chargers, I think some people kind of thought, they hang with the Chiefs. Brazil is funky anyway, so I don't know if they're necessarily that shocked. Plus, it was 2 days prior, so maybe people had forgotten that and they have that Raiders win more fresh in their head. Also, I don't know if the Chargers are looking at it this way, but I just kind of am. They already beat the Chiefs. They go to Vegas to play the worst team, should be the worst team in the division, Raiders. That should be a winnable game. Then they go back home, play the Broncos. After 3 weeks, they could be 3-0 in their division already, which would just put them a massive step above that division. That would obviously a ton of games left, but that would give them just a massive advantage to win that division. So, I think this is a huge game for them early, even though they're 1-0, even though it's week 2. I just think, if you can start out 3-0 with 3 divisional wins, it's just very rare to even face your division 3 games to start the year. But to me, it just feels like a lot of effort is going to be put into those first 3 games. It's a very winnable game. Monday night, all eyes on you. I like the Chargers. I think they're way better than the Raiders.
I agree with you guys. I'm also on the Chargers here. Also wanted to point out a fact that the Chargers now have the same amount of wins against Patrick Mahomes in South America as North America. That was interesting. That's a stat for you. I'm with you guys here. I'm not even going to talk about it more than what you guys said. I'm just going to ask a question for a little side bet here. We got the number 1 and number 2 picks in Dynasty football in this game. We got Marion Hampton and Ashton Genty. Who do you guys think has the better fantasy day?
Genty.
I'll go Hampton just because he's dual threat. Genty's not much of a threat out of the backfield, so I'll go Hampton. Hopefully he can catch some screens.
This is too oh, sorry, Ben. Go ahead.
No, you're okay. I was going to say, I think Hampton, but I don't feel confident about it at all.
Yeah. This is 2 all-time great college football head coaches going against each other.
Very true.
Championship coaches, right?
Kind of fired for cheating.
I think
kind
so.
of.
Yeah. Yeah. Carroll won a championship with USC, right?
Technically, I don't know if it got withdrawn or not, but yeah.
Yeah.
Technically.
I guess you could say the same. You could say the same about Jim, but
Is that Reggie Bush's Heisman? Oh no, wait, never mind. Sorry,
Yeah.
doesn't have one.
yep, that's BS.
All right, guys, we're gonna go to the end of the show. You ready?
Let's do it.
Yep.
All right, guys, we're going to Mount Rushmore. We do it at the end of the show every week. Got our beautiful faces up there in stone. Guys, we're doing what at the time when I told these guys yesterday, like what's like a pretty popular thing going on social media. Well, it's not really popular. Nobody's going to talk about this anymore after what happened today. But the Cracker Barrel rebrand. How'd that go? They ended up backing out of that. There's been a couple marketing faux pas that have happened here recently. The Great Jeans with was that American Eagle? Is that who that was?
Yep. Racist. Aryans. Yep.
Yeah, there's been quite a bit of controversy. So we're gonna do a snake draft, top 4 marketing plans, marketing strategies, however you want to address it. So this could be anything from a slogan, this could be a mascot, this could be just a group of commercials, a group of ads, anything like that. We haven't really limited it down to anything. Who did we start with last week?
I think me.
Start with you.
I might have started.
Did you?
Yeah, I think I took Wayne Gretzky. 1-1.
Yes.
You might
True.
be right.
So I'll
Ben,
just. You want me to start?
You start us off because I just want to make sure I have it right.
Absolutely. And you know what? There's no wrong answers here either.
Okay.
My first on my Mount Rushmore is give me It's in the Game. Give me EA Sports, man. I just love that opening slogan. EA Sports, it's in the game. Once you turn it on, you're already hyped. So just give me the slogan, it's in the game.
Love it. My second then?
We'll go, you can be second, and then Wyatt will be third.
Okay. I'll go Nike, just do it.
Mm-hmm.
Just when you see the Nike swoosh, you almost, the words just do it, at least to me, kind of pop in your head. So it's just very clean cut, to the point, very synonymous with the Nike swoosh.
Absolutely.
I unfortunately took this topic the wrong way, and instead of Mount Rushmore, I guess in my head I was thinking of the worst possible slogans or the worst possible media campaigns.
That could be Mount Rushmore, though.
Okay.
You got it.
Yeah. So mine are all going to be, if you look at it from the opposite way, the most worst rebrands, campaigns, spokespersons. I got to go Bud Light and Mulaney.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about not knowing your fan base. A terrible spokesperson for Bud Light. Yeah, you got a tranny trying to talk to a bunch of hillbillies that love to drink beer. I mean, what are we doing? So again, mine are the worst. So forgive me for misinterpreting the instructions. And then number 2, talk about the worst rename in a sports team history. The Washington Redskins changed to the Commanders. What are we doing there? So again, mine are not quite the same idea as you guys, but yeah, Commanders to the Redskins, absolute ass. Redskins to Commanders, ass.
Good ones.
Wyatt, you put that thought into my head, and I instantly thought, I'm going to take the Redskins change. So kind of bummed you just took that, but I'm going to go down your alley here quick, and I'll just keep it close to home. The Indians to the Guardians was complete ass as well. Can we just all agree that was a politically so ridiculous, man? I could go down a complete rabbit hole talking about this, because the only people that cared about that change don't watch sports.
Yep.
It's ridiculous. They have no clue what they're talking about. So, dude, it just pisses me off. But yeah, 2 awful. Commanders is way worse, I think. I know a lot of people think the Guardians is the worst of the 2. No, Redskins was absolutely iconic, and whatever. Yeah, Indians to Guardians was a freaking horrific change.
Killing somebody in cold blood is, I guess, not as bad as a person on a stick of butter or a team logo.
Yep.
Or Aunt Jemima.
Yeah, there's a lot of them out there. Give me the Yo Quiero Taco Bell dog. I don't know if you guys remember him from like childhood. I love that Chihuahua, dude.
Do you want to know a fun fact about that?
What?
So my buddies, well, kind of my buddies, he lived in the neighborhood as one of my best friends in elementary school. His dad came up with that slogan.
No.
Pitched it to Taco Bell. They said, no, we don't want it. A week later, he saw it in a TV ad. He sued them. My other friend's dad was the lawyer. They both made over $100 million. Absolutely loaded. They're both from my high school.
Dude.
Yeah. So they sued the crap out of Taco Bell for stealing Yo Quiero Taco Bell.
No way.
His name is, I don't know his first name. His last name's Rinks, Rinks. Came up with it.
Wow.
He's just absolutely freaking. Well, the lawyer didn't make $100 million, but he settled for like $87 million. The lawyer made 10% of that. Both families set for life.
Yeah. Oh my God. Good for him, man. I'm glad they got their money.
I'm just gonna start firing off slogans to companies and wait till someone uses them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna take her. Lily from AT&T, and I'm not accepting comments at this time or questions at this time.
Yep.
Great.
The cable
marketing.
does come with a rack, by the way. Yep.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I know you do.
Yeah, that's a good one. I'm going to go with just an iconic Super Bowl commercial. We are, a football show. I'm going to go the Pepsi Magic Fridge commercial because that one sticks with me. That's been years now, probably 12, 15 years. I don't even know if you guys remember that one, but that's one that has always stuck with me. I think the commercials now are complete doo-doo. So go back to an original.
I'll actually put a good one on my list because I'm going to go piggyback right off you. I think the most iconic Super Bowl commercial is the Budweiser horse and dog. Yep. So that'll be my third pick there. Fourth pick, talk about one of the worst spokespersons possible for your company. Now looking back, maybe at the time wasn't that bad of an idea. Subway and Jared Fogle. Oh. Talk about a flop looking back. That guy lost 300 pounds probably to get with children. So, yeah. Again, I have one good one on my list. The rest are absolute worst campaign ideas. Yeah, Jared Fogle on Subway.
That's a good one. Wyatt.
All right. I will finish up with just another slogan that I feel like you don't hear about it much. I think it was an older one, but I always kind of like the M&M's. Melts in your mouth, not in your hand, with the old candy shell there. So I don't know why that one sticks with me, but I kind of like it.
I like it, man. I like it. Got a couple good ones here. I'm gonna take these guys just because of how many there were. Can I take the E-Trade babies? Guys, remember that? They're like, I think they start off as Super Bowl commercials and they had their own spinoff. Like, I can't stand the Geico caveman just feels super outplayed. Like the gecko, don't love the caveman, but the E-Trade babies just like for that time. They were pretty funny. They were pretty peak. Yep. It wasn't making you want to turn your TV off as soon as it came on.
Right.
I have a couple others here. Again, my whole list is complete wrong subject, but it's worth fun. I have Live Strong with Lance Armstrong. That one turned out to not be that cool. I have HBO Max just going to Max, dropping the HBO. That was terrible. Yeah. I have ABC Family going to Freeform. What are we doing? I'm watching Christmas movies on Freeform now. I have Twitter going to X. Yeah. Terrible. I don't like that. Yeah. And I do have the NFL's end zone end racism thing going on with in the pride rainbow letters. So
do you guys see? You see the Rams fan or the Rams and the Texans game. I think it's the Texans later. Their face full of blood and just choose love in the end zone in the background.
I remember like after the first year that they didn't do the end racism, and there's like a funny video of a guy like yes, and it's just like yells a bunch of slurs, and you're just like, oh god.
I gotta say, I thought Shane Gillis hosting the ESPYs was gonna put the end racism in the end zone, but we'll have to wait one more year for that. Gosh, there was one more I was going to say, too. What was I just thinking of? Give me a second.
Jaguar's new logo is just the little girly font instead of the iconic Jaguar. Yeah, I totally got the subject wrong. I definitely thought you said Cracker Barrel, and I said say less. That was terrible.
That was terrible.
That was the thing. This is just marketing things, which in the end, it got a lot of traction for Cracker Barrel.
Yeah.
They're not all
Bad
good.
publicity is good publicity, unless it's Bud Light.
Yes.
The worst. That had to be like the biggest stock drop in campaign history.
Oh god, yeah. There's no coming back from that. I like the Dos Equis guy, the most interesting man in the world.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I like the Taste the Rainbow with Skittles because I like that they push that edge. Like
Yeah.
they go just about as far as TV lets them go.
Yep.
Taste the Rainbow is good.
About Milk's favorite cookie though, for Oreo.
Yeah.
I mean, you're claiming a drink that you have no business with? That's ballsy, bro.
That is good.
And it's true.
It is true. There's a couple on here, man. I like the ladies with the big gap in their teeth. This is the last one I'll hit on. Get the London look. It's just always good for a laugh.
Do you guys
go ahead.
Do you guys remember the Head On commercial? It's called Head On. It was like a headache cream, I think. I still don't actually know what it was because it was literally just Head On, apply directly to the forehead. Head On, apply directly to the forehead. Head
with
on,
the roll ball?
Yeah, I think so. And they just said that like 5 or 6 times, and I just cut to the next one. Never said what it was. Never said why you apply it directly to the forehead. It was just Head On, apply directly to the forehead.
Those were on late, too. Those were never on middle of the day.
Right, yeah. That was like VH. Yeah, what was that channel? VH1.
and
VH1. Yeah.
VH1. Yeah. Another good one recently was a graphic. I think FanDuel came out with it saying like Red Zone had 1 minute of commercials, and it's just Scott with just the sign lasted 1 minute underneath them. Like we couldn't come up with a better graphic than that.
I saw that.
Also, bad campaign. Red Zone adding commercials, even though they didn't last that long. You're ruining the point of Red Zone.
Right.
All right, guys. Anything before we get out of here? Ending week 2, hopefully we take a page out of Ethan's book. I mean, we're all pretty close again this week. Hopefully we hit it pretty good.
And we'll remember the beginning game, and I'll be better with our Mount Rushmore understanding the topic.
Yeah.
You know what? Today, none of those things matter, right? I'm just glad we're
just
all
here for some
together.
laughs.
Yep. I will say I need to start focusing a little bit more on totals because I'm sure there's people that want to hear about totals in games. So one that I meant to mention that I didn't. I do like the Browns-Ravens over. And then there's one more. Now I can't remember it. But a prop that I like, Keon Coleman for the Bills over his receptions. I got it at 2.5 last week. He had 8 catches. I'm sure this week it's going to be 3.5. Probably not 4.5 yet. Or if the books don't catch on, it still could be 2.5. Really like that. I don't know if you guys watch Hard Knocks, but all the time when they're focusing in on Josh Allen, they don't ever talk about Keon Coleman, but he was always the receiver catching the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of told me Keon's going to have a big year. I drafted him in 3 of my 4 fantasy leagues. So I'm kind of a Keon guy until he starts getting the notice that he probably deserves. But like that prop.
Absolutely. Yeah, I like it, man. We got plenty of underdog, more picks for you guys, more player props coming out this week. These guys are going to be back with you guys on Friday, giving you guys the college games. How'd you guys do last week? I know I was asking about Mizzou. Mizzou ended up, they won against KU. How'd you guys picks go?
I have to look back. I forgot even who I picked.
Yeah, I think KU should have covered, but they didn't. Did we break that game down? I don't even remember.
I posted a comment about it.
Okay.
No, you guys did.
What was our 4th game?
Because you guys did Iowa State.
Yep. We were both right on that, I think.
Yep, we were both right on Baylor.
Both right on Baylor.
I was on Illinois. You were on Duke. You were on Oklahoma. I was on Michigan.
Yep, so 3-1.
I think we were both on. Oh, you were on the under in Michigan State, Boston College, and I was on Michigan State spread, so those both lost.
Okay, 3-2.
Profitable.
The end of the week.
We'll take it.
Hey, we almost forgot again. We need to come up with a squad ride.
True.
We got Green Bay that we all agreed on. We get the Jets, San Fran.
I think we're all on
Cincinnati.
Cincy, all on Detroit. I think we're all on
Denver. Yep, all on Atlanta. All on Chargers.
I mean, Detroit's probably my favorite, or Cincy.
I'm fine with Detroit.
I'll do Detroit if you guys want to do Detroit.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay.
Detroit -6. And then, Ethan, did you have Houston?
Yes.
Okay. And why did you have Miami?
I had the Pats.
You have Pats. Okay.
Yep.
Can't read my own chicken scratch over here. All right. Guys, anything else before we get out of here?
Noah, appreciate all your comments today. That was awesome.
Yep.
Yes.
And yeah, thank you to everyone who tuned in. We encourage more comments and interaction in the live chat. So really appreciated that. But it's been fun. I know today, we didn't bring the energy quite as much as we will in the future, but still a fun show, a fun escape for sure.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Hopefully we get some winning weeks for you guys and some winning bets. And yeah, again, trying to just provide a little bit of happiness and love for football. Again, tough times at the moment, especially tough day, but hopefully we could entertain you guys and get some laughs out. And that's a whole goal of the show here.
Absolutely. And we gained a sub. So thank you to whoever that was. Glad to have you on the show. 179. Me and Bobby added one last night with the live. So we've been absolutely killing it. Thank you guys. Every Tuesday we go live, giving you guys the waiver wire ads that you need. Every Wednesday we go live doing this show for you guys. Thursday, I don't know how long me and Bob are going to do the live. It's hard going up against Thursday Night Football. So I don't know if we're going to keep doing the MMA ones live, but we will still have those available for you guys. And then these guys are back with you for college football on Friday. Ethan breaks down MLB throughout the week. He keeps going with my Royals, and I appreciate it, man. I hope they cover for you.
They're up.
They're up. All right,
They're run.
Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next week. Peace, guys.
Later, guys.
See you guys.